Welcome back, everybody. Today we are talking about strategies for skincare line, and I am so excited to share this with you guys. Skincare is probably one of the most competitive categories, and everyone wants to create their own skincare line. So today, in today's training, I'm going to teach you how to actually make your skincare line look unique and different, not just with packaging, but that's a tip as well, but also just stand out in a very, very competitive marketplace. So I hope that you're enjoying these mini training sessions. They are fun for me to do. I just want to make sure to share these strategies with you because I know when we are creating our own product line, sometimes it's like, what do we do? What's our next step? So as you join on, say, hey, let me know you're here, and I'll give you guys just a minute to join. I know a lot of you guys are at work, but we will go back and watch a replay and post replay if you're there. So let's talk about our strategies of making a skincare line unique. Skincare is by far one of the most competitive categories, probably a product that we do a lot of, and in some ways I would say oversaturated. There's definitely opportunity areas and niche areas that we're going to discuss today, but in a lot of other ways, just a standard hyaluronic or vitamin C is way overdone and really, in my opinion, shouldn't be done unless we have a differentiation point. So let's go through it. And if you have questions as we go, please leave them below. Give me hearts and love. Let me know you're here, okay? So let's talk about skincare. When I talk about skincare, we're talking about, you see your vitamin C's, anything that's going to treat, cleansers, moisturizers, exfoliants, mask, any of those sorts of things. Skincare is, while a overcrowded category, it's still a growing category. So it definitely rebounded in 2017, which I'm super excited to share with you guys. So skincare, there's 4 different ways you can make your brand different and stand out. One is niche and results. So what do I mean by that? So what is really big right now in skincare, of course, is being in a niche market. So oftentimes when people get started in a skincare line, they say to me, hey, Melody, I want to create a line that is for everybody, right? From 20-year-olds to 50-year-olds. And I often say to them is, when I was 20, I had acne and oily skin. And now that I'm older, my skin is clear. I don't deal with acne issues and my needs are different. So there's a really big difference in creating a product line for a 20-year-old and a 50-year-old, right? So I really want you to get your niche down. You can't be everything for everyone when you first get started. So I definitely would decide who I'm creating a product for and what kind of problem I'm going to solve in the marketplace, right? Because if you follow me along, you'll always hear me talk about marketplace sets of value, marketplace is who you create for, and the rest follows, right? So you've got to define your niche. So there's age, there's skin types, but there's also other sub-niches, right, of being vegan, of women's skincare, women of color skincare, dealing with conditions such as hyperpigmentation or blotchy skin or those sorts of things. Men's skincare, that's another area. So really defining that niche will help you stand out in that marketplace. Now that's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation, of course, is getting results. So skincare is fabulous, but skincare with results is better. So what causes results, right? Anything that's going to turn over the skin quickly, of course, a vitamin C, a hyaluronic, something that people can see quickly and get results from will make people notice and say, hey, you know what? I really think that's working. And fortunately, skincare is such a studied and produced product that there's a lot of different peptides and actives in there that you can make, get results without crazy clinical studies or consumer studies on that, although those help. But you can get results with some really, really good basic formulas. So if you have your niche and you're a results-oriented product, you will be 1 foot ahead of the rest of the competitors. So let's talk about the next thing you want to do when you're looking at skincare. The next thing you want to do when you're looking at skincare is research your trends. So I'm big, as we said yesterday, on data. I really think the marketplace sets a value, and some of the trends right now in 2017 and 2018, of course, are masks, exfoliants, moisturizers, those sorts of things, but very particular to skin types. So I would do a little bit of research on trying to find out what are the trends for the year, what's missing in the marketplace, right? Women of color products, vegan products, men's products, as we can see by the massive growth of men's beard care line, are just natural extensions that you can fall into in skincare. So I definitely would look at researching of trends. I gave you guys a couple hints of what's popular right now. And then another really, really important strategy is establishing your brand's standards, right? So let's talk about this. I am a hippie. My daughters call me a hippie, but I'm vegan. I love natural, clean skincare. I only use organic, not organic, but clean ingredients. So I follow brands that are very, very clearly, we are a brand that believes in X, Y, and Z, and they have listed out their standards, their brand standards. Now, in the world of cosmetics, the only category that is regulated is the USDA organic standard. Natural is kind of like, could be anyone, right? But organics is a very regulated conversation and category, but naturals are like, it could be anything. So I follow companies that say these are our standards, and companies like Detox Market or Violet Grey, they really are very clear on what they list as your standards, and you can take that technique and incorporate that into your brand. So you may not be a USDA organic product, and for me personally, buying a USDA organic product does not necessarily make it clean for me, but I love companies that say this is what we stand for, and we will only produce products that go up to that standard. And that's kind of our obligation and our opportunity as business owners if we're looking to create something that's going to be very unique in the marketplace to establish our own brand standards. You can see this in, like I gave you those examples, 100% Pure does that. I'm trying to think of some other brands that I love personally that do that. Pacifica Naturals, I love that brand. They do a really good job as well. So establish your own brand standards, and that way your consumers will trust you. So whatever's important to them, make sure that you include that in your brand standards. A lot of times what people will do is they'll just private label a product because they like it or it's cheap, but it's not necessarily in line with what they want to create and what your consumer wants as well. The fourth thing that you can do, right, is your product creation. Now, I know a lot of you are like, going to private label your formula, and that's absolutely fine. There's a lot of private label products out there that are on the shelves in Sephora and Ulta that are doing a great job and hit their brand standards, but it's your obligation whether you customize or you private label to make sure that it reaches your brand standards. So let's review all of those four things. I know we got a couple people just joined us. If you're watching the replay, just post replay, post a question for me, and I'll come back and answer it. The 4 ways that you can stand out with your brand standard is defining your niche and building a product that really fits that target demographic, getting results with that product, right? Don't bring a vitamin C or a weak product that's just not going to work. But that doesn't mean you need to be a Me Too product as well. It doesn't have to be super high strength as well. It just has to be something that gets results and delivers on what you promise it's going to. Do your research and understand the trends. So Sand and Sky is a perfect example. In 2017-18, the growth market in skincare, mask, exfoliants, those sorts of things. And Sand and Sky, if you guys aren't familiar with them, are killing it in those categories. Why? Because it's a growth industry. So that's something else you'll want to do some research on, is find out, what are the growth areas for skincare? And then whether you private label or you customize, just make sure that that product looks different. It represents your brand, it represents your customers, and you're proud of it, and your customers will be proud of it as well. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment below. Also, I wanted to invite you guys to a workshop that I'm having Thursday night at 7. So I will post a link below so you guys can sign up, but I hope to see you there. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.